You're listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Check us out on social media. Facebook and Instagram, Rainier Avenue Radio.world, and on Twitter at Rainier Ave Radio.
Rainier Avenue Radio celebrates the summer of 2022. We'll be live from your favorite community festivals and events, including the Doug Baldwin's United Way Barbecue in Renton, Atlantic Street Center's Juneteenth celebration from the Rainier Beach Plaza, Jefferson Jumpstarts concerts on Beacon Hill, the Junior Football League Jamboree from Judkins Park, and of course, we'll be live from the Othello International Festival Sunday, August 14th from Othello Park. And again, on August 20th, we will once again broadcast live from the big day of play at Rainier Playfield. If you can't be at any of these community celebrations in person, we will be streaming all of them on our broadcast media platforms. Just go to our website, RainierAvenueRadio.world. And if you missed them, you can even go back online and watch and enjoy them again. Rainier Avenue Radio celebrates the summer of 2022.
What's up, everyone? It's your girl, Queen Bree, inviting you to come join me on Clean Greens Living. Broadcasted Tuesdays, 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, live right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. On Clean Greens Living, we talk farming, community, and ways to being healthy. So come join me and let's discuss ways to create a healthier you and a healthier community.
Oh, my man. You know, everybody goes through a storm sometimes.
God is, and Rainier Avenue Radio.world have a new address. We're now located at 4916 Rainier Avenue South in Columbia City, 98118. God is still loving on your community, being a blessing and meeting the needs of the people. Don't miss any of our amazing shows. Your favorite community radio station. Tune in and come on down and get some free food and let us continue to love on you. Don't forget to tune in. See you soon for free food and free entertainment with God Is and Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Rainier Avenue Radio. Rainier Avenue Radio.
Welcome to Rainier Avenue Radio. I'm your host, Mark Bryant, and this is the Fitness Corner. I have a special guest with me today, and his name is Robert Irvan. Robert, welcome to the show.
It's great to be here. Thank you very much.
All right, I'm glad, man. Boy, you look great on the radio, Robert. You sound great on the radio.
I feel pretty great. Yeah, good time.
Robert and I go back many years. And so he's here today to talk to us about his fitness journey up to this day. So, Robert, I want to start by asking you, what got you into fitness? What started all of this?
Right. Well, my step-pops was a basketball player in the ABA back before it was the NBA. He played for the Minnesota Muskies. So growing up, we were always following him around to the gyms where he would play. And then he also got into refereeing. And so basketball was always a big part of our life. Plus, there was a court right across the street from our house at the end of the cul-de-sac. And we used to play basketball all the time. So that was kind of the beginning of it. And then that just, when I got into school, it was, PE and SOCM and baseball, or rather softball. And
right.
All kinds of stuff like that. And then in high school, I started pumping weights with one of my teachers. And then, I was fairly fit, and I got out of high school. I was feeling like I wasn't doing anything. And oddly enough, my brother met you working at a Denny's or something. And
give him a shout out, Tony.
Yeah, Tony. My little bro, Daryl Anthony Palmer, as he likes to be known now.
Okay.
He told me about this guy, really cool, martial arts and fitness. And, I'm like, okay, I want to meet this guy. So I go to your house and, you want to do a bit of a fitness test to see where I was at. And at the time you said, get on this pull-up bar and just do a few pull-ups. And I can hardly pull up. I could hardly do one at the time. It was kind of embarrassing, you know.
I don't know. I'm just trying to see. That's all.
Yeah. So, you know, I wanted to get into something, and martial arts is something that I was always interested in. And as it turns out, we started a very long-term relationship at that point.
And the martial arts really took it off in the beginning, right?
Yeah, in the beginning, that was it. Yeah.
So we spent quite a few years doing that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's been off for a few years, but probably 30 years of doing it.
Yeah,
together.
We won't go into detail about the martial arts, but we definitely been hitting it.
Yeah.
And that led into fitness and stuff like that. So that's pretty good. That's really, really good.
Then you started at the Y. You got on at the Y. You started teaching aerobics.
I did.
And I got into your aerobics class.
That's right. That's right.
We hit that gym really hard, boy. That's where we first started really hitting.
Yeah, I was East Madison Y at the time. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've been doing that. And then you follow me to a few gyms, matter of fact.
Yeah, it's been a journey, you know. I mean, you've been quite a mentor, a powerhouse in my life. I mean, it's been really a big part of my my existence, you know.
So out of all of that time, all of this training, martial art training, which you was, I have to say, exceptional and scary, but really good. Oh my gosh, you know, don't want to really. I could feel the pain, but we leave that on.
What are you saying, man? I'm a nice guy, man.
Yeah, right.
I got no police records.
Say that to someone who doesn't know you. Leave that on the back burner.
No assault charges, man.
And then we got into the weights. The weights is pretty awesome, and you're so strong. You know, you've been doing some weights. Matter of fact, you followed me at the Union Gospel Mission when I was coaching boxing, as well, and we were doing weights over there.
Yeah, Bumblebee was somebody that, you know, he was a character in the neighborhood, you know, because I went to school in the CD, so I was always walking to Nova past his house, and you know, he was just that guy that said, "Hey, what's up?" You know, blah 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 blah. So when I had a chance to actually see you working with him at the gym, I just had this, you know, I was able to take an opportunity and help you train some of those kids for a while, and that was fun. That was a good experience.
Definitely. Matter of fact, Coach B used to go to the YMCA as well.
He did.
And we started training. That's how we got together. Then I started helping him with boxing people at the YMCA a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we became close friends and moved on from there.
Yeah, he was a force to be reckoned with. He was
kind of a hardcore group right there.
Yeah.
No doubt. That's putting it on the mild side
old
too.
School, yeah.
Old school for sure. So all those years of martial arts and weight training, what benefits have you gained throughout all these years? What do you think?
I think that I sort of built a foundation, sort of a muscularity, and for a long time a limberness that was beneficial to me, and that I'm, you know, after driving for the last 10 years and not really working out the way I had in the past, I'm trying to get back to a sort of a standard that I miss.
So when you say driving, what do you drive?
I got into driving buses as a career, as for income, and started out with school buses and charter buses here in Seattle, and Evergreen Tours, which was Gray Line, and then for a student, and you know, you just sitting down a lot.
And now you're on.
I'm driving for Metro the last 7 years, so. A lot of sitting down and, you know, driving everywhere and not really exercising. And I found myself having back problems and really coming to my source for, you know, solutions to my fitness or health problems.
Right. And so, that leads me to the next question. So trying to get you back to health, so to speak, and alleviate back pain and all that other stuff. Coming to me, that's just all you're talking about. And I'm giving you all these specific exercises, like functional exercises, corrective exercises. How does core benefit you in terms of fitness?
Well, what you've taught me is that, you know, so many of the muscles either run through or are attached to the lumbosacral hip complex.
Right, which is the pelvis, right.
Right.
Huh?
And
yes. And it's kind of called we say that again, LPHC, lumbo-pelvic hip complex. Go ahead.
Yeah. And
some people just don't catch on right away, but go ahead.
And also you're a body alignment specialist, and what we discovered through your evaluation was that I was out of alignment, and,
Right.
And that because of doing so much sitting and driving, my glutes were just basically neglecting their duties.
Right. So basically,
and forcing other muscles to compensate. Not to interrupt you.
Exactly. No, exactly. No, you're right. You're right. Sometimes it's the glute muscle, which is the butt muscle for those who understand anatomy. It's not. Yeah, it's called the glutes, right?
Yeah.
Buttocks.
Gluteus maximus.
Yeah, we gotta get our audience here. We're gonna give everyone a good chance to understand what I'm saying. The buttocks. So anyway, yeah, if that's not strong enough, it can't do the job it needs to do. And so that was your case. And here I would give you specific exercise to actually get those muscles strong, so it can help you get back into alignment, which did work over time.
Right. Well, it's working. I mean, it's a process, but it seems that my QL muscles or my quadratus
lumborum, right?
Was overcompensating for the glutes that were stagnant, and I'm trying to reactivate those glutes, and you're giving me a bunch of exercises that help me do that.
Right. And so the way it goes with functional exercise and corrective exercises, they target the deep muscles, right? And that's the core muscle, deep muscles, the lumbar, which is the lower back, the hip, all the muscles around the hip and the pelvis. All that's, when they say complex, all of that's the deep complexity of all those muscles that need to be strengthened in order to get you back into alignment. So that's why specific exercise that I give him is to target those muscles and to help him with his alignment. And actually, you've gotten so much stronger since you've been doing this. You really
about a year. And,
yeah.
Things that I may have attempted at first and couldn't do, I'm able to do, and yeah, it's been a very beneficial experience.
And it's interesting about fitness, right? Because fitness has this, I call it the surface type of fitness, and then you have this real deep layer that very few people know about. So you go to, say, a fitness club or whatever, and you hear people say, oh, we're going to work your core, but they really don't, because they don't understand what the core really is. Right. And so you're having these basic exercises that has nothing to do with the core whatsoever.
Abs.
And so when people for an example, abs, right? And so when people are trying to get themselves back in alignment, get themselves back to health, that ingredient is missing because they just don't understand it. And if they don't know about it, they're going to accept whatever people are giving them, and it's probably not going to be on point. And a lot of people don't know that, which is unfortunate, because you really get educated in what the core really is and how to go about targeting it, so you can get yourself back into alignment.
Well, I have to agree. I mean, you sort of have a way of taking everything to the highest level, and you've pointed out how that,
I know it's a mouthful. Go ahead.
How that is neglected in general in health clubs and fitness clubs.
Right.
And so you're getting a lot of bad information, which can actually be harmful and hurtful, and sort of, detract from your goals of obtaining a level of fitness that you aspire to. Right.
Right.
So, if you want to know how to do things correctly, Mark Bryant is one of the people that I go to, because he knows. He's taken a lot of time.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, not only me, I mean, I had to learn too from some people. So obviously there's more people than me knowing it, but far few in between. We're not that close.
Well, but you followed up with a lot of courses and a lot of sort of aspiring to get the information.
Well, of course, education is definitely the key in order to, if you want to learn and become the best, you have to be educated, hands down. That's in anything. So there's no question about it.
Right. But you also have, a pretty good view of what people are experiencing in health clubs, just from, your own experience,
right,
and your own, seeing various clubs and how things are being done in them. And, of course, the one that you're working in now, there's a lack of knowledge that can be detrimental. And it's important to know that and understand that. So, I mean, I really appreciate what you're doing right here, right now with Fitness Corner. It's a powerful platform for you personally to share, all of this wealth of knowledge that you've attained. Like, what is it? Some like 20 some certificates or something?
That's only on one platform. I have over 100.
Okay, well,
Wow.
you know, did you know? If you didn't know,
You know now.
now you know. I'm just saying, you know, you might
Oh
want
my
to
gosh.
find some things out from somebody who's taking the time to learn them.
Right. You know, the other thing too, in terms of fitness is not say one level. There's many levels. For instance, senior fitness, and then there's a youth fitness. You know, each level like that, you have to approach it differently in that group. You can't train them the same.
Right.
And a lot of people don't know that. They think everyone fits on that one umbrella, and that's just not true.
Well, there's also you know, other aspects of it. You know, I mean, athletes often need very specific training regimens in
That's
order
true.
to maximize their potential. And this is something that you've studied as well.
Right.
And so, yeah, you know, I look forward to seeing, you know, what comes next in your future, because you have such a base of talent and knowledge and expertise that hasn't really been tapped yet. I mean, I look forward to seeing it. I mean, this journey, I think I mentioned I was like 19, and I have never regretted.
Well, that's very good.
You know,
That's very.
sound effects.
Wait a minute. Hey, Robert. That's very nice. You know, that's very nice you say, because out of all of those years, you know, you never told me that, man. You tell me now on the air.
Well, it seems like an appropriate place, you know.
Okay.
I mean, you know,
Well,
for all of your viewers to let people know.
Well, I
how
appreciate
much,
that. Yeah, you can hear him just say there was almost in tears just then. But you know what? I want you to hang on. I want to find out about how fitness in general can prevent injury. But before you answer that question, if you are just tuning in, welcome to Rainier Avenue Radio. I'm your host, Mark Bryant, and this is the Fitness Corner. My guest, big mouthful again. My guest today is Robert Irvan, and he is here. We go many years back, and he's just talking about his fitness journey along those many years with me. So welcome to the show. Robert, how can fitness, you know, prevent injury in general? We know we talked about the core, but what else?
Weight for me is an issue because of my sort of stagnant last 10 years or 11 years. You know, we as Americans in general, we consume so much sugar and so many things in meat that are used to, you know, growth hormones and antibiotics and blah 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 blah.
Right.
I've most recently started a vegan diet. It's been about 2.5 weeks now, because I've been having problems losing weight.
And how's that working out with you now?
It's literally making me lighter. I mean, I feel lighter. I'm losing probably at least 2 pounds a week. And I just, like I said, I feel lighter. It's my energy is getting better.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to ask you about, the energy.
I'm starting to feel like I'm sleeping better, which is really important when you're driving, you know.
Yeah, when you're driving the bus, right?
Around full of passengers.
You would be nodding to sleep on the bus.
Through all the chaos that's been happening downtown during all of this, you know, COVID. It's so health is, you know, when you're not in good health, you can what happens to people is that they're in bad health for so long.
Right.
They don't really realize how sad their condition is, right, because they're just used to it.
And that's a difference. If you listen to the words, you have health and fitness. And I think people take both those words and put it together as one. It's not one. There's two separate words. There's health and there's fitness. Fitness is the more physical part when you exercise in the gym or at home or wherever you choose to exercise at to build your body up. But then that's a health aspect, which is more, the way I would describe it, is more internal. How you're going to treat your body in terms of nutrition, in terms of hydration, in terms of rest, things like that.
Yeah, and I think it also involves a mental factor.
Definitely.
You know, I mean, I think that there is an explosion of stress and difficulties that is causing people to have mental health issues.
Yeah.
And you know, so I think that all of these factors are a part of of health and fitness that we aren't paying attention to.
Right.
And it's very important that we do, especially in this time of COVID and whatever else comes next. I mean, for me personally, COVID has been a wake-up call because I these last 2 years I have been doing nothing but sitting and driving. And I mean, I drive to work, I drive at work, I drive home from work. You don't want to go anywhere, you don't want to do anything. It's been rough on my body.
Right.
And so I've come to the realization, especially, suffering back pain, trying to drive, that I have to get back to a certain standard of health that I once had.
Now, don't you think in terms of stress, and since you mentioned COVID, everyone's totally stressed out about the whole ordeal, where we're going to go from here. But don't you think in terms of stress, exercise can help reduce that stress and make you feel a little better so you can cope with what tense situations?
Right. We have to move. Our bodies are meant to be on the move all the time. And we get into this, this social rat race, and we're sat in cuticles or at desks or doing, specific limited types of movements where we just sort of, for lack of a better word, we just kind of rot.
Right.
We're not taking care of our temples,
Mm-hmm.
And we don't really see our bodies as temples. And I mean, I'm no better than, anybody else, tobacco, marijuana, alcohol, pharmaceuticals, and then all of this stuff that you seeing out in the streets, the fentanyl, I'm not trying to say I do all of that, but, I have had my vices and it takes a cost.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a cost. And at some point, hopefully we come to a realization that it's just not worth it. Soke used to say, people don't smoke cigarettes smoke them.
Whoa, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Alcohol is really the same way. You don't drink it, it drinks you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You could say probably the same thing about marijuana, excessive use of it. Excessive use of
basically it's going to consume the body sooner or later.
Yeah, it sets you back, and that's my realization. And I think that if we really are honest with ourselves, then we have to accept.
But you see, right? But here's the interesting thing: the body is really unique, because what the body will do, even with bad things we may do to it or put in it, the body has a way of adjusting to all of that. It really does. Doesn't mean it's healthy for you, but the body has a way of adjusting to all that to let you continue to let you do what you're going to do. But sooner or later, it's going to break down. And some people, I'll say, get lucky and they can live the whole life and, may not have any symptoms or anything, but doesn't really mean they live in a healthy life. Right. So everyone's got to just think twice, think a little hard about your situation, make small changes. I'm not asking you to make a drastic change, especially small changes, and see how it feels. It's going to take time before the body get adjusted to it, like anything. But I think over time it will let you know this is a better way to do it.
Well, I agree wholeheartedly. When you introduced me to that, I don't know if it was Netflix or YouTube, but the Game Changers,
right,
the Game Changers video,
yeah.
That opens your eyes up to, all of the kinds of things that we're feeding ourselves.
Right. But that's just one aspect.
But that's a real big aspect. I mean, if you think about it, fast food industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and the sugars that are in all of the sodas. I mean, everything that we drink is basically bad for us.
Well, kind of. Let's put it this way, because it's a huge subject. It is, but you got to look at many things. It's just I say one aspect, because you got to look at the cultures too, what other cultures are doing, etc. You got to look at the environment. You got to take in all that consideration. So it's really bigger than what we're saying. But the way I would say for people, just choose foods that you believe is healthy for you and eat it. I'm not asking you to do what I'm doing, but find foods that would be, say, healthier than what you're doing. Because that's a huge subject, and you got to go into a lot.
For a long time, you've been talking to me about what is it? It's called. It's a very common thing with foods. They are.
Well, I don't know, but the bottom line with food, I don't want to really drag on the food industry, but the bottom line, let's get them to eat what they feel is healthy for their own bodies. We leave it at that because I would say, like, if you eat a healthy, nutritious meal or have a good healthy diet and you exercise and you get rest and you stay hydrated, that'll put you on the road to fitness. That'll put you on the road to good health, which is what we're after. Because we're not trying to finalize all that. It's too hard. You can't really look at a person and say, you eat this, you eat that. You can't. Because again, you got to take in a lot of things again back to their culture, back to everything, what they're allergic to, what they're not allergic to. We can't do that. So
right, well, it's a journey for everybody. I mean, we have to come to our own realizations. I would encourage people to check out that
that's true. But I mean, it's true. But for you doing it worked for you.
It's working very well, and yeah, I am very pleased to be experiencing what I'm experiencing from it. So yeah.
So health and fitness has a lot to do with two things. It has a lot to do not only fitness, but the nutrition and the rest, all that hydration, all that comes into play. So it's not one aspect. If you can do them all, that'd be great. It just takes time.
It does take time, and yeah, you got a great motivator right here.
What's the future for you? What's the future in fitness for you?
Well,
what's like the long-term goals? Any particular goals in fitness you have down the road?
I mean, I would like to get back in the gym. I would like to start getting back to lifting, just because I would like to, just get my body to a level of fitness that is that I once had. I miss being in shape, in the kind of shape that I once was. I mean, there was a time when, you got photos and videos.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We were in the gym and I was, on my way to being, I don't know, Mr. Universe or some shit.
Oh, you were tough. And super flexible too. You were very flexible.
Yeah.
Flexibility is another big part. Keep stretching. Flexibility plays a major role in health and in fitness.
One more aspect of health.
Yeah, one more aspect, right? We just keep adding on another thing, right?
Wow.
Yeah. But it really is because, hey, listen. It really is because if you're flexible, and your nutrition's on point, you get the blood circulating in there a lot easier, getting into the muscles and feeding the muscles good nutrition that it needs to have, which is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of components to it, and a lot of people don't have that much time to spend on fitness, but just try and do little by little each day,
Yeah.
Not the same thing, just add on something else and then repeat it next week. Just try to add on and build it.
Well, it has been a journey. I mean, this sort of recovering, this body alignment work that we've been doing has been sort of my journey back to health and fitness. So it's going, I think it's going all right. I mean, everybody wants things now.
Yeah, you can't do it that way.
We've been making, it's been a year.
Right.
We've been making a lot of progress, and I've been feeling so much better.
Right.
Just in general, that it's definitely something that will continue and hopefully evolve into me getting back in the gym and working out again.
Yeah, so. And that's the thing, it's not today. It's small steps. It's small steps, little by little. So for those of you just getting into fitness and want to get into fitness, make small goals, small goals. Don't look at the long term. Make small goals, and
be consistent, and just start doing things and be consistent, and hopefully that evolves into more and more and more. Because when it becomes something that you want, that you need for you, that's when you find success. That's when you find the motivation to do whatever your goals are, whatever you want.
Like real quickly, one of the things you do traveling around now, you have a bike.
I do.
Talk to us about that real fast. What do you have?
Oh man, e-bike, burn fat, not fuel.
Well, for those who are unfamiliar with the term, what is an e-bike?
Electric bike.
Right.
Yeah, it's basically a cheap, but it's a very cool form of transportation. I mean, it's going to get bigger and bigger, but you see them everywhere nowadays. I mean,
what do you do with it?
I get to work basically on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and or at least to the light rail, so that I'm not, burning as much gas, trying to, protect the environment.
So you're saving gas, and at the same time, you're getting fit, going back and forth to work,
reducing my footprint, my carbon footprint.
Wow. Well, that's good. That's a good journey, Robert, that you took us on.
Yeah, it was fascinating to be here. A pleasure
Well,
and an honor to be here.
I really thank you. I'm sure you'll come back and visit us again and update us on your health and fitness, right?
Sure.
Lovely,
Sure.
Robert. I'm so glad to have you here. Thank you for stopping by.
Oh, my
And
pleasure.
continue doing your good job in the world of fitness. Until next time, people, I'm your host, Mark Bryant saying good night from the Fitness Corner.
I'm Paul